Well, hello everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. So I figured I'm probably going to do a little update and review the new motorcycle that I got a few months back. A little story behind it. I had a really nice KTM 890 Adventure R that I really loved. It was a great bike. I had some mechanical issues with it, and at the same time I was thinking of downsizing anyway, going to a little lighter bike. So I was thinking of the 701 Husqvarna Enduro. So sure enough, I guess it's been about 4 or 5 months ago, I bought the 701. I did a pretty big build up on it, and I've got about a little over 3,000 miles, 5,000 kilometers on the bike now. So I thought I'd do a little review and kind of go through some of the upgrades I did with this bike. Beautiful bike, I love it. It's been a lot of fun to ride. Very capable, and bottom line is I give it an A+. I really enjoy it. So let me go through some of the upgrades that I've done to it in the build-up, and then afterwards I'll kind of comment to you about what I really like about the bike and a couple of things, not many, that I don't like. So first off, first thing I added was this Raid Garage tower. It was a really great addition. The reason I did it was, one, to give me a little more room in the compartment area to add a couple of things, but also for the wind protection, and not to mention that it really looks cool. It's got the carbon fiber tower to it, and then all the plastics that go around it. It's pretty easy to keep clean. Comes with a couple options. I just left the standard stock blinkers on there for now until I break them off. But what's cool about it is it comes with some really good headlights, LEDs, and comes with the mount for the Zumo. I've got the Zumo XT2 mounted on there, and it's got all your gauges there. Everything is really clean. Also comes with the if I remember right, it came with the Scott's mount as well. So the Raid Garage was a big addition, kind of costly, but I think it's well worth it. From there, if you notice here, I've put on these hand guards. I took off the stock ones and I put these on. These actually came off of my KTM, and the reason I kept these is, well, one, they fit, and two, these things have been through hell and back, and they've really held up well for me. Not to mention the fact that I also already had the Rottweiler aero mirrors, which are really nice because they get out of the way, or can go out to the wide if you want. However you want to run them, they're really good. So yeah, the mirrors were an addition. Plus I added the Pro Taper handlebars, a little higher rise and a little more comfortable fit for me personally. Also the Scott's stabilizer, which I put on there. So let's see what else have I got. So that's that part of it. Also, I got down here on the front wheel, if you look, kind of a poor design, I think, by Husky, but I added this speed sensor guard to protect it because I thought it was really out there and vulnerable to take a hit and could screw that thing up. So my skid plate, yeah, you know, the one that comes with it isn't bad, but it doesn't really cover the side casings or the rear brake caliber back here. So I got the AXP. It's really clean, lightweight, fits on there really well. Let's see, exhaust. So I went with the Tecmo header. Fit on there really clean, and then along with that I got the Tecmo carbon fiber heat shield. The reason I did that, yeah, it looks good. Really wasn't that much money, but the key thing about it is it deflects the heat. So the stock heat shield that was on there was metal, and it would get hot. So this is a lot better than that. And then I went and I put the black Aero exhaust muffler on it, which is really good. So I didn't like the rear fender that came way down and hung out way down to here. I put this clean little tail tidy on. It's got the blinkers incorporated in it, license plate light. Also put the, I'm trying to think of the name of this rack again, the Perrin-Moto little rack. It's got another adapter that goes on it that widens out a little bit, so when I run my Moscow Moto Reckless 80s on there, it fits really well. I did the Rottweiler, the SAS Delete, where you pull that out, the can and the electronics that go along with it. Really, it doesn't do much for performance. It's not a lot of weight, but it just kind of cleans up the motor. And what I researched on it and what I found is that when you do an aftermarket exhaust, you get no deceleration popping when the SAS is deleted. Also, I did the, as you can tell down here, I did the heel guards by Rottweiler. Those are just a little easier to, run your heels up against when you're riding. And also, it's got a good tie down for my Moscow Moto bags. Also, I did the Vinesh, you can see right in there, the counter sprocket guard. I just did that because of it opens it up more for prevent mud clogging. Also, it's easier to access for viewing, when you're taking a look at stuff, making sure it's all working good. Put the IMS adventure pegs, which I really, really like. They're a lot wider and bigger for moving your feet around. Makes it a lot more comfortable on a long ride, but also gives you the ability to move around a little bit more on the motorcycle while you are riding. Some other things I've done that you really can't see here is underneath the seat here, I did the Raid Garage intake. What that does is it takes away the big, the whole long system right here of the stock intake system and replaces it to the back with a small foam filter that's really easy to clean, a lot cleaner in there. And with that, I also added the Raid Garage storage compartment, which is underneath the seat. You can store tools, a whole bunch of stuff under there that you can store, which is really nice. And then I also did, because of my size and my weight, the suspension was not quite adequate for what I wanted to do with it. So I took it to SOS Suspension in Sonoma County and resprung the front forks and the rear shock, and they tuned it all up for me. And suspension, I could really tell significant difference. The bike ride's really nice. I also put on, while I was doing that, I don't know if you can see it in there, but I put on I think it's called the X-Trig sag adjuster, so I can adjust the sag a lot easier on the bike. So when I add a load to it, when I'm going to go on a camping trip or something like that, I can, boom, just put a wrench on it and adjust the sag a lot easier. So I think that's about it on the mods that I've done. I have no idea. I have no idea what I spent. I don't think I really want to know, but it was well worth it. So pros and cons of the bike. So let me go over the cons first, because there's not many of them. One thing I don't like, I'm not a big fan of anyway, is the fuel tank in the back. I get it, that's just the design and that's the bike, and I mean, I can live with it, but when you're carrying some luggage back here, it's just kind of a pain when you go to refuel. And although it's not that big of a tank, I found that I'm getting 45, 50 miles a gallon, so roughly 150, 160 miles out of a tank full of gas. And in some cases that could be a little short, so I carry some auxiliary gas often with me. But yeah, the gas tank. The other thing is that on the ride control on this bike, to disable the anti-lock brakes and to disable the traction control, you have to reset it every time you turn the key on and off. So if you've got those functions disabled, like most people, myself included, like it that way when you're off-road in the dirt conditions, muddy conditions, sand, whatever. If you turn the key off, the minute you turn the key back on, it resets everything, and you've got to go back in there and disable those again. So that's kind of a little bit of an inconvenience, but you learn to live with it. That's all there is to it. The other thing that's a con on this is the seat. The seat is very firm, the stock seat anyway, and I mean, it seems kind of grippy enough, but I've found that on a long ride, if you got a long stretch or something like that and you're sitting down, it's not very comfortable, and it wears on you pretty quick. So I have ordered a new seats concept seat, which from all the reviews and everything I've heard are supposed to be a lot more comfy, and that hasn't come in yet, but that's it. So the pros on the bike. This bike is amazing what it can do. All the way through the power range. It's got good chug power like a tractor at the low end. At the mid-range to above mid-range, it really comes on strong. You can lift the front wheel just about anywhere, anytime that you need to. The handling on the bike is superb. It actually feels a lot lighter than the 319 or so pounds that it claims to be. And of course, I'm used to the bigger bikes, albeit the 890R and a GS that I ride. So this thing is like, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing what it can do. Single track, dirt roads, 2-track, mud, sand, you name it. It does very well. Very comfortable to ride, great response on the power, easy to maintain as far as oil changes. Now, since I put the Raid Garage intake system on it, the air cleaner is much easier to access and to change or clean. So overall, I mean, I've had this bike in road conditions, gravel, fire roads, a lot of sand down in the desert, very muddy, slippery conditions, a lot of single track uphill, downhills, you name it. It's been through it in the first 3,000 plus miles, and you know, I've got no complaints as far as the capability of the bikes. So anyway, I just thought I'd give this little update on the 2023 701 Husqvarna Enduro and the buildup that I did. It's been awesome. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions about anything I've done, hey, feel free to send me a message and I'll do my best to answer them. So take care and see you out on the trail.